What's up guys, Shroom here, welcome to Lost Media Friday. Hope you had an awesome week, so why not kick back and learn about some canceled games for a really terrible platform. Interesting, I know. But anyway, did you know that Hotel Mario was not the only CDI game that featured Mario? Well, Hotel Mario is the only one that was released, but there were two more that were worked on but canceled after the failure of the CDI. Learn more about Super Mario's Wacky World and Mario Takes America today on Lost Media Friday. First, let's talk about the CDI itself. The Philips CDI was created amidst the deal between Nintendo and Philips to develop a CD-based add-on for the Super Nintendo. They partnered with Sony before, but Nintendo was scared when Sony announced the Nintendo PlayStation, which combined the add-on and the Super Nintendo into one dedicated system. After they announced it, Nintendo partnered with Philips for the CD add-on, which made Sony mad. They were going to get out of the console business, but Ken Kutaragi convinced Sony that they could salvage the project, which led to the creation of the original Sony PlayStation, which beat the Nintendo 64 and took first place in sales for the 5th generation of consoles. But back to Philips and Nintendo. The CD add-on was scrapped, but Philips gained the rights from Nintendo to develop games with their franchises and characters on their compact disc interactive system, or the CDI. With that, 4 infamous games were spawned. Hotel Mario.
Haha, here's the problem. Too many toasters. You know what they say, all toasters toast toast.
Zelda's Adventure. Zelda the Wand of Gamelon.
Gauntlet is under attack by the evil forces of Ganon. I'm going to Gamelon to aid him.
But Father, what if something happens to you?
I'll take the Triforce of Courage to protect me. If you don't hear from me in a month, send Link.
And Link, the Faces of Evil.
It sure is boring around here.
My boy, this peace is what all true warriors strive for.
I just wonder what Ganon's up to.
Your Majesty, Ganon and his minions have seized the island of Koridai.
How can we help?
It is written, only Link can defeat Ganon.
Great! I'll grab my stuff!
There is no time. Your sword is enough.
How about a kiss? For luck?
You've got to be kidding.
Squadala, we're off!
These games are well known for their poorly animated and cheesy cutscenes, of which said cutscenes would become a popular source for YouTube poop videos. So if you know me, Mario is not only my favorite Nintendo character, but my favorite video game character and series of all time, and that includes the spin-offs. My favorite spin-off is Mario Kart, by the way. But Mario's only game on the CDI was Hotel Mario, as so we thought. 2 other games were planned but never released. One is called Super Mario's Wacky Worlds. This game, as it sounds, is a spiritual sequel to Super Mario World. However, this game takes place in the real world rather than the Mushroom Kingdom or Dinosaur Land. Development started only a few weeks before the game would be presented to Nintendo, and even though the 2 developers worked 24 hours a day for 2 weeks, they didn't have much for the presentation. The game was so rushed, it was ported to a disc only 4 hours before the presentation that would take place. Despite all this, Nintendo was incredibly impressed by the results. Due to the poor sales of the CDI, the game had to be cancelled, and what remains is a functional prototype, which is odd for a game cancelled so early in development. However, there are some bugs and glitches. You can make Goombas stay frozen in the air literally just by touching them, and many levels shown on the title screen have no data at all. It remains a mystery if someone will take the helm and complete the game. A ROM was leaked out on muparadise.com. If you want to play it, I'll link it in the description below. The next game is Mario Takes America. This game would have been an education game similar to that of Mario is Missing, Mario's Time Machine, and Mario's Early Years. Sigum, a Toronto-based developer, pitched a game in 1992 featuring Mario, and Philips loved it, and they agreed to fund the game. In the game, Mario was to travel to various locations around the United States, and it's rumored that footage of this game was shown at the New York CDI-3 conference and the Winter CES show in 1994. He arrived in New York and traveled across the country in various vehicles to reach Hollywood to star in a feature film. It was to use full motion video footage, some of which was already recorded, and it featured shots taken from helicopters, cars, and speedboats. It used 2D sprites and animation, inspired by the recent Mario television cartoons. In case of problems involving the use of Mario, sprites and sequences depicting Sonic the Hedgehog, as well as original characters named Metal and Heavy, were produced and coded into the game as backups. Even with this video footage, the CDI couldn't handle it. The memory of the console was maxed out, and Philips was not impressed. This ended up having Philips cut funding, and Sigum canceled the game and went bankrupt. All of their assets were taken by the Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce, and it is rumored that all the assets for Mario Takes America are lost within the bank's archives. Maybe one day, the assets will be found, and people can see this fairly odd game as it was before its cancellation and the failure of the CDI. To sum it up, Mario's Wacky Worlds is Super Mario World in the real world, and Mario Takes America was another game of Mario in the real world, but literally, and both were cancelled due to the CDI's failure. With that ends this week's Lost Media Friday episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, you can request by commenting below, the discussion tab, or emailing the business inquiries email. That's shroomtube1985@gmail.com. Anyway, that's it guys. Have a nice weekend. See you guys next time. Bye bye.